What's up, everybody? Welcome to my 15th JavaScript tutorial. And in the last tutorial, as you can see, we talked about a while loop, so let's get rid of that. And in this tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you about something called a break. Now, I'm going to be using this in our for loop, so let's go ahead and create a basic for loop. And if you remember from a couple tutorials ago, the syntax for a for loop, you just put for, then you make a variable. I'm going to make mine I is always and set it equal to 0 as usual. And then our next, I'm going to make it I and say do this loop whenever the integer is less than or equal to 10. And then in our last, you say what you want to increment it by, and I'm going to increment it by 1 every time. So now that we have that, we need an action. So every time our integer fits these rules, I'm going to say document write, which just means output on the screen. Same thing as before if you watched my last tutorial. I'm going to say the number is, move this so you can see, and then I'm just going to add, make sure you put a space right here, it'll make it easier to read. Just going to add the number, and then on my next line I'm going to have the same thing, document write, and in this one I'm just going to add a line break. And to do that, you probably know by now, but you just add the HTML code or XHTML code for the line break. And make sure you put semicolons at the end of each one. So now we have a basic for statement. But you're saying, alright, so what exactly are you going to teach me? See, as you can see, if we just save this and refreshed it, we get the number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, just like before. But now we want to do something a little different, and that's add a line break. Or not a line break, just a JavaScript break. And what a JavaScript break does is allow you to execute this code, but it allows you to skip one or more numbers. And what we're going to do is in this rule, we're going to embed another loop or another rule, and that's called a break. So, simple enough. We're just going to add another if statement. Actually, let me add some lines so you can see how this is separate. But still inside these parentheses, add a simple if statement, and this is a lot easier than you guys would probably think. Say if the integer is exactly equal to 5, then what we are going to want to do is just say the word break. So as you can see, this is all a normal for loop, but inside we have a simple if statement. It's as easy as that. So we're going to tell JavaScript to do this. Go ahead and run this loop, go through the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but once you get to 5, if the integer is exactly equal to 5, we want you to break the code and forget about the rest of this. So let me just show you what this looks like. I'm going to save it and refresh it. So what this does, as you can see, it went through 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, but once it got to 5, it stopped, and the rest of the code didn't go on anymore. And this is pretty useful whenever, let's say, you want to make a list, but you only want to have a certain amount of items in it. Say, show the top 10 list, so we want to rank everyone, but once it gets to 10, stop and don't show anymore. So that's one use. You can use a simple break statement in JavaScript, and that's all the time we have for right now. I don't know what we're going to be learning next, probably something else that we can put in our loops. And please, if you like my tutorials, go to my website autolandchat.com and sign up. And if you do, I might even give you a shout out on one of my next tutorials. Thanks.